Oh, my eyes. Not so bad. I am dead tired, and it's basically because I'm working in an advertising agency 10, 12 hours a day, coming home, trading stocks till 1 o'clock in the morning, studying, making videos. And I'm not saying this to be like complaining. I'm saying it because I want to make a point that to be successful, you need to work often more than you want to sleep. And I think that's very true. And a couple of months ago, I got the market, and then the market changed a bit, and I had to kind of learn new patterns, and I studied a lot. And the patterns that I've got now, I'll talk about it much more on Saturday, but I feel it's a lot safer. It's a bit more based on catalysts and cash flow, kind of more of the fundamentals. And I'm 3 out of 4 green and green on the week. So I just want to say again, to be successful, you almost need to want to study and work your ass off more than you want to sleep and anything else in the world. And I'll leave you with that. Before we're heading to the intro, you need to put your key in the ignition, and if you can't stand the heat, get out the fucking kitchen. Tough market to play.
Now I'm not trying to be rude, but hate for the come from you. The way you do the things you do reminds me of my ex is cool.
Welcome to Stephen Johnson Does Penny Stocking. I think this is episode 15, around about. Some good lessons. Recent webinar from Tim Grattani on doing a multi-day breakout. He does the webinars exclusive for the challenge. And Tim Sykes, dip buying earnings winners. A very solid pattern that I've been following more recently. Again, I'll talk a bit more about it on Saturday, but a couple of things I just quickly want to talk about first. There is a poll about Sarah. She's in very ill health. She's got spots all over her. And, I mean, call me a plant murderer, but I want to kill the son of a gun. I want to kill her. I want to murder her. And I'll make a video about it. So vote in this poll. It's on my Twitter page. Just go on Jonk87. It'll be on there now, and I'll release the results in next week's video. But you can vote on the poll on my Twitter page now, Jonk87. So far, 63% of people are in favor of saving her. I say that you're too nice. I say it needs to be some sort of honourable mercy killing because she's suffering in the corner over there, and I don't think she can come back. Second of all, I have really been studying because I realised that as much as I thought I knew, I didn't know nearly enough. And I want to make this pledge that I will watch every single Tim Sykes video lesson, and I just want to do it for fun, basically. So, as of now, we've gone as far back as June 9, 2016, and that means I'm on lesson 3,871, watching them in reverse chronological order, out of 4,860, and I did the math, and I'm 20.3% through the entire library. And that's not bad because I've watched a ton of webinars and all of the DVDs. And I will update you every week again on how far back in time I've gone, like a time machine. And the last thing is, I've learned a ton from the silver video lessons, so if you want to watch them too, there's a sale right now, a Tim Sykes birthday sale. It's still on, 30 to 60% off, I believe. Please click the link below so I can get a small affiliate amount for it. But other than that, let's jump into the show.
SORL was an earnings winner, and I've watched so many different video lessons of Tim's lately to refine my strategy, and I see him doing the same thing again and again, like dip buying stocks on good news, and this is just one more example with an earnings winner because it's earnings season right now.
You need to have the patience to wait for the best plays. SORL was the best play of the day today. How did I find it? Well, look at the multi-month, multi-year breakout. First of all, it's a perfect breakout over, October highs at 505, 510-ish. It actually kind of got down there. I was buying it in the 530s. If it had gotten down to the 520s or 515, I would have loaded the fuck up. I would have had a much bigger position because I want to buy as close to this breakout as possible. But I was buying it in the 530s, so there was still some downside risk. But at the same time, pre-market, it had already gotten up to 570. What made it spike? Well, it's very simple. News, earnings wins. Okay? You have to keep track of earnings winners. This was this morning. They reported 37% increase in sales and significant increase in EPS. You might know I'm not interested in the actual numbers. I don't care if they reported, sorry, we got live alerts, we got multitasking going on. I don't care if they report a 37% increase or a 30% or 50%. All I care about is that the reaction is good. And as you could tell, pre-market, the spike was on up to the 570s. And then right here is the opportunity. It came down in the first minute from the 540s, 550s really, down to the 520s.
And that is exactly where Tim bought. He bought near the 5, 510, 5.5, whatever support, and rode it up to the 580s. And I see him do this time and time again. And it's basically just because it's good risk reward. Okay, I just had to show you guys this. It's a Tim Grittani webinar, and most people don't know, but a few things. Tim Grittani goes long as well as short, and he also gives webinars exclusive for challenge students. This is just on the 15th of May, and one of the best things that Tim Grittani does is talk in depth about how he breaks down his setup. So I will show you guys this. But the webinar is 2 hours, 20 minutes, and he talks for quite a long time about this setup. This show is only like 8 minutes. It's meant to be 7. So I will flash through the key parts.
And this is a perfect OTC breakout. And just to give you guys a little bit of a refresher on what I look for these things, how I, set it up, set my risk, all that. I think WLG hit a lot of people's radar a few weeks ago when it had this spike from the 80-cent area up towards 150 and then pulled back for a few days. And, this first round when it was spiking, I missed it completely. I wasn't long, even though you could say it had a breakout even lower down past this 90-cent area. I missed that one. I didn't see it myself. But it hit my radar when it was starting to extend and get up, and at first I was looking for it for a short. I don't think I even wound up playing it back here, but I noticed it. And once I noticed something like this, an OTC running, decent volume, it's got this spike, it sets its high, it pulls back. The next step for me is I set up an alert for it. It's nice because I can free up the screen space. When it's down here consolidating really low volume, I have no reason to be watching this. I don't want to take up a chart on my screen for this. So I can just get rid of it off my screen and not even worry about it. And if it finds a way to make a comeback, I'm going to hear about it. My alert's going to trigger. And so, my 148 alert triggered. It broke past the 150 area. Friday, I was down at the beach when it broke 150. I was, giving myself the mid-morning off because it looked like a slow day. But I came back and saw it had spiked up into the 170s. And when it had this big pullback, I started to buy. And I accumulated a long position. I got, half of it in the 156 area, 157 area. I got the other half in dips later this afternoon. When it comes to setting risk for something like this, I don't have to buy it right at 151. I don't have to be perfect on that entry. I don't have to wait for a dip right down to that level perfectly. And I also don't look for that level to necessarily perfectly hold. In this case, it did, but there will be times where, 151 breaks, it pulls back to maybe 145, let's say. And then it continues on like business as usual. So that initial risk, usually I'm going more off of a chart point. So when I was building in, I had kind of low of day in mind as my risk. I didn't want to see that crack. That would have been a really bad sign. So I wasn't so concerned about the 150 level as risk. I was thinking about what was a previous support on the chart that held on an intraday basis. And now that we're getting into day 2 of this, and we are gapping up slightly, normally my risk right here would be green-red, no questions asked. I'd say, okay, if this starts to crack under 165, the closing price, I'm out. Now, LWLG...
And just dead interesting how he plays the bigger picture, how he builds into his setup. For smaller accounts, it's not this easy. He is playing with a bigger account, but I just really, I respect how he's playing the bigger picture setup, and it's cool.
that's it, guys. That's a wrap. Hope you enjoyed the show. If you're ready to put your key in my ignition, that sounds terrible. If you're ready to put the key in the ignition of hard work, then comment the word ignition below. I'll see you at the top. We will not fail. Live the dream. Comment on the Twitter poll. See you on Saturday. I'll see you later.